This is absolutely not clickbait. I am going to tell you my reseller secret that literally made me $615 this morning, and I would say under an hour. And I'm going to share it with you right now. This may be something that you already do as a reseller, or if you're a new reseller trying to figure out what should I be selling? What should I be looking for? This is one of the things that I do. I like to do before I go, especially garage selling. Before I go out to garage sales, this is something I like to do. And when I did that this morning, I realized I was sitting on a gold mine. Before I go out garage sailing, I like to go to eBay and I like to check the things that are selling recently and the things that are selling for a lot of money in the categories that I generally sell in. The categories that I know if I'm at a garage sale, I'm going to be looking at stuffed animals and board games and vintage items, mugs. And so I go into eBay and I search these things to see what's been selling lately. And one of the searches I did this morning, it was actually the first search I did this morning, was like, let's take a peek at some stuffed animals that are selling lately and the ones that are selling for top dollar. So you come over and whatever it is, let's say you stuffed animals or toys, Lego, what have you. Come over, type it in, and then you're going to go down to sold. And when you click sold down here on the side, it's going to bring up the sold items. Well, I started this morning and I was just scrolling through because these are sorted by ended recently. And so I'm looking at like my mind, I'm like, okay, anything $20 or more. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, there's a Jellycat. I'm paying attention to like the brand name and what it is. Jellycat Yeti. Okay, just kind of saying them to myself in my brain. Okay, Honey Badger, cool. Jellycat, $65. So I go through and I do this for a little while, just okay, here's, the count from Sesame Street, 47. And after a little while of doing this, and I start getting the same kind of brands, like Jellycat, okay, some of the Sesame Street characters, okay, getting those like in my brain. Then I'll come back to the top part and I'll do a price highest first because I want to see in the last 90 days what have been the top selling items. So as you can see, there are some really interesting ones, but what I pay attention to are the ones I'm seeing over and over and over again, right? So I'm looking, and of course, Stife, or hopefully, if you don't, Stife. And then I started noticing these little rubber face stuffed animals, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm scrolling. Oh, look, rubber face, okay, rubber face, okay. I'm starting to see a pattern here. So I keep seeing these rubber face dolls, and I hadn't done this search for stuffed animals in a little bit because I've been trying to branch out and look for new things. So when I saw these rubber face dolls over and over and over again, I started thinking, wait a minute, I got this box at a garage sale 2 weekends ago, and it wasn't anything I really thought a whole lot about. There were a few things in the box I wanted, and then there were a few kind of vintage, like raggedy looking stuffed animals that were in there. And instead of picking out the things I wanted, because I'm like, time is money, I just said, hey, can I give you, I think it was $5. Can I give you $5 for this whole box? And they were like, yeah, take it. Right. And so because it was so recent in my memory, I was like, wait a minute, I think I have one of these like rubber face dolls that was in that box. It wasn't one of the things on my radar, but I think I do. So I came down to my basement and look, it was like right literally here next to me where I work. And I was like, holy smokes, I do. And so I decided, okay, let me see if this is one of the ones that's there. And sure enough, it was. So as I was scrolling, I see it right here. And this is the exact one that I had that sold for $600 on April 21st. And then, okay, this is mine. This is the one I just sold this morning because I saw this $600 one. There were like 3 that had sold that looked like mine. So here are the ones that have sold. So I saw this one at $699, $600, $354. This wasn't like mine. Not like mine. And I think there was only one other one that was up for sale. If you're watched my thing about auctions or buy it now, you can see like this one was on auction and the rest were buy it now. But when I took off this to see like how many are still up for sale, there was one that's up for sale right now and it's on auction and it's at $300. So my calculation was like, okay, there was one or two that sold like 600, one that sold for and then 300s. I could put it on auction and wait, or I can put it up at 600 something and do, send me a best offer. So that's what I did. Look, there it is right there. I put it up on, I just like as a buy it now for $615. And within 20 minutes, I had 2 watchers, and I don't normally pay attention to this kind of thing, but I was like really excited about this one. So what I did when I saw I had 2 watchers is that I went in and I sent offer, because eBay will allow you to send an offer to people that are watching your item. So I sent an offer for 15% off, which brought it down to like $5.25 or something like that. And then probably maybe 10 minutes later, somebody purchased it. And I went to look to see if it was one of the people that I sent the offer to, and it wasn't. And it was a person who paid the full price for it at $615. I am doing free shipping on this one just because I was like, let's just get this thing sold and out of here. But I wanted to share that with you because it was a super fun story. This is one of those super big wins that when you go in and you're doing your research, you might actually see that you are already sitting on some money and you didn't even realize it. So I encourage you to go into eBay and search some of the things, that you're usually looking for to see what's a hot seller, and maybe some new items that you hadn't realized are hot sellers. So there it is. I hope you guys do really well this weekend and find lots of treasures that also make you $615. Let me know if you've had any really big wins like this lately, or if you need to tell the universe, I need one of these big wins too. Put that in the comments and we'll spread it out and we'll let the universe know to send you some big wins as well. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.